Glenn, how are you, man?
Good to see you again, Tim.
Good to see you, Glenn. Mike,
Nice to meet you, Tim.
you the owner of the 57, right?
I am, sir. Yep.
Yeah, and the Garage Mahal, they had a hand in building this baby, right?
Well, we've helped him some maintenance and things like that. Mike's a big car guy, car builder himself, and he lives in our neighborhood, so when he needs some work on one of his cars, he brings it over to the Garage Mahal.
All right, for the viewers, if you've ever listened to our live cast, you'll hear us speak of the Garage Mahal here. Glenn is a good friend of ours, helped us out a lot. Mike, looks like you went to the Garage Mahal for detail work on this baby, man. Tell us a little bit about your 57, man. Everybody knows if you want a black paint job, you're looking at some fantastic body work, right?
You're looking at a lot of labor and getting the body work done. It's got to be flat. It's got to be square. It's a lot of blocking, yeah. And this paint job, believe it or not, is 21 years old.
Really, this is?
This is 21 years old. Has not been touched up or painted in 21 years.
I'm looking at myself in the reflection here in this, and I'm going, wow, does the Garage Mahal polish it up like that for you?
Well, actually, the Garage Mahal did polish it up for me like this. Yeah, Glenn did a real good job on getting the paint ready. Last time I drove the car on a power tour was 2013. I drove this car, and that was the year that I finished the car as far as building it. Then I basically moved to Tennessee, and then I haven't driven the car much. I had it sit, and I probably put 40 miles on it in 2 years.
Man, don't you just love these people? I haven't driven it very much.
I know, life happens, and life took over, and I just, things just changed. So this year I said, you know what, I'm going to get this thing out, and I'm going to do the power tour. It's right here in our backyard.
Yes, sir.
So I've known Glenn for a few years. We're in the same car club up there in the Telco Village area that we live, and Glenn basically, has a group of good guys, and I saw some good work come out of his shop. So I said, Glenn, I haven't driven this car in a couple of years, and I said, I sold my lift, I sold my hoist. I don't want to crawl under it in a floor jack. I said, how about you doing a nut and bolt on it and getting it ready for me for the power tour? Wow. He said, absolutely. So I took it over to him, and everything was good, but then we noticed there was a little vibration in the car, and long story short, we found that the rear end gear was not set up properly. And so his guys tore the rear end gear out, and we had it all rebuilt and set up, and man, this thing is flawless and beautiful now.
There you go. That's how you got to do it. Yeah. You get out there and drive it a little bit, you find the flaws and fix them. Exactly. And I can imagine the power plant. What you got under the hood, man?
Well, what I've got under this particular hood is a LSX 454 crate motor from General Motors.
Yeah. Can we see that?
Absolutely.
Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, there you go. LSX 454 stamped right on the valve covers. Hey, you stuck with the traditional orange.
I did. I just kept it real. It's kind of, I don't know, it's an iron block, so it's old school for a 57 Chevy. Yeah. But, I had Brian Thompson in Wixom, Michigan, balance and blueprint the motor, and he went through the whole thing. It's got 630 horse to the crank. Yeah. And I'm putting down about 570 or 75 or so at the rear wheels. Okay. And then, of course, we have the big cooling system, but I've got a CTS-V 6-speed transmission behind it, and that's all been blueprinted and balanced by Liberty Gear. So
just when somebody speaks about blueprinting and all, you can tell it's done right. The car's well balanced and everything's perfect.
Well, it is, and my background, what I did for a living was I road raced professionally. Oh yeah. And when I started building this car in 2013, I decided I wanted to lower the CGs, the center of gravity. So I dropped this motor 3 inches from stock, and that was a little bit of work. I had to notch out the cross member and change the trans mount and all that stuff, but we got it in there, and boy, this car rolls down the road and stops nice. Got air conditioning. It's a jewel, man. I love it.
Very nice. Wow.